Let's consider topic 1 for Professor Freeze's essay. The prompt reads, choose one of the following series and choose 2 films from that series. Film series to choose from include Star Wars, Harry Potter, The Avengers, The Fast and the Furious, Lord of the Rings, and the Toy Story films. Remember, the 2 films you choose must be from the same series. You can't mix and match. Then, write an essay in which you analyze the myths and archetypal characters the films include. How might the mythic and archetypal patterns explain this type of film success? So for this essay, I'm going to consider the Harry Potter films, and because I've done some previous research already, I know that there are some King Arthur elements in Harry Potter. So that's what I'm going to focus on in my search, is how elements of the King Arthur myth and legend are found in the Harry Potter films. So now that I have this angle in mind, I need to select a database. So I'm going to head over to the library's A through Z databases page here, which remember this is an alphabetical listing of all the library's databases. And as a librarian, there's many databases I know of that could be helpful for this, but I'm going to do my searching in JSTOR. JSTOR is a database that is really helpful for lots of different topics, and it's especially helpful for things like literature and the humanities. So I'm going to go ahead and find the JSTOR database by clicking on the letter J at the top of this page, and this will direct me to all the databases that start with the letter J. And at the Merced College Library, the only database we have that starts with J is JSTOR. And here it is in my results list. I'm going to now click on JSTOR Essential to open the database. So here we are on the JSTOR's basic search, but I'm going to actually use the advanced search. The advanced search in some ways can be a little easier because it will remind you that you need to focus on keywords because there'll be multiple search boxes. Now here we have 2 search boxes. One says keyword, and then the word and is populated for us already. And we have a place where we can put a second keyword. Notice that there is a red box underneath that says add a search box. You can continue adding search boxes. But for now, remember the topic I'm interested in is the King Arthur legend and the Harry Potter films. And so I'm just going to start very easily. I'm just going to type in as a phrase. So I'm going to use quotation marks around the phrase King Arthur in my first box. And then in the box it says second keyword where the and is already populated for us, I'm going to also include the phrase in quotation marks Harry Potter. And this is probably a great start, but in the little bit of research that I've done, another word that can kind of mean King Arthur that I found is Arthurian. So to give the computer a few more options, in the search box that says King Arthur, I'm going to add the word or, and I'm going to add the word Arthurian. And I'm ready to submit my advanced search. And here we have 178 results. And right now in JSTOR, the default is to access content that you can actually read right now. So this is another way of saying full text. Now, I can continue searching within these results. For example, if there was something else that I thought of that I wanted to incorporate, instead of starting a whole new search from scratch, I can just add my term here and it will rerun the search based on the 178 results that I already have here. But for now, I'm just going to focus on doing a quick pass over some of these titles. The first title looks super promising. It's called The Harry Potter Stories in French Arthurian Romance. And I know it says stories, but keep in mind there's lots of overlap between the books and the movies. Now, as I keep scrolling down, there are possibly other titles that look like they could help, but I'm also seeing this. It's called Forbidden Forest, Enchanted Castle, Arthurian Spaces in the Harry Potter Novels. And I'm just going to continue to scroll down a little bit to see what else we might find. Notice underneath the journal article titles, underneath those titles is the name of the author. So for example, where it says John Steinbeck's The Acts of King Arthur and His Noble Knights, A Call for Reappraisal. Right below it is the author Gregory Robinson, and then we have information about where this article was published. It was published in a journal called the Steinbeck Review, and it's volume 11, issue number 1 from 2014, pages 46 through 54. And right below this information, we see a little bit of the context of why the database pulled this result. It shows us about 1.5 sentences here, and the half sentence that I see at the top, I see the word Arthurian, and then the second sentence says, for example, hero myth patterns exist in books and movies such as the Harry Potter series, The Hobbit, and the Chronicles of Narnia, and recent television shows, ... Now, this is important to remember. All the database does is match your terms. So the reason that we probably got this Giant Steinbeck's The Acts of King Arthur's Noble Knights is because of that one little sentence that says, for example, hero myth patterns exist in books and movies such as the Harry Potter series. As long as it's mentioned once, it's going to pop up. So it really is going to be helpful that you do a little bit more digging, try out a few more words, actually open up articles to see how they might be relevant for your research.